what is AI? I mean, everyone talk about AI. AI are identifying trends, and everyone really, I think, abused kind of the AI term. We decided at omniQ to take AI into practical use cases that changes everyday lives and make it very simple. What we do is create automation and automatic actions, actually, in different use cases, and use that as a platform in different markets. And these are things that we use and try in every day, and they really create a game-changing situation. But it's a very simple three-step process we use AI in. Number one, we sense. Number two, identify, and then we act. The sensing is done by sensors, which come in the form of cameras. Then we sense the objects in the space. We send that information to the AI level where our algorithms sit, what we call the engine. That's where we do the identification, and then we create actions that come in the form of applications. And everything is done in-house. We have 9 patents on the technology. Another good thing is that it allowed us to penetrate into different markets very quickly and create scalability, only because the platform, the sensing, identification, the algorithms, everything remains the same. The only thing that changes are the applications, which are easier to be able to customize depending, again, on the use case and the markets. Okay, these are the markets that we so far work in. Smart cities and supply chain. In supply chain, mainly to automate supply chain levels of the enterprises we work with. And then retail and restaurants, kind of one of the newest ones. Public safety and traffic management, both are in the smart city, and I'll give you some examples about that later on. Here are some of our customers so far. So you can find a lot of Fortune 500, a lot of Fortune 100 enterprises as well. Gives us better visibility in our plans of expenses that year, and also revenues expected that year when we talk to such enterprises, largest companies of the world, together with a lot of governments, different governments in 5 continents that we work with today, different integrators. We have a lot of airports, again, coming from the very simple use cases that we brought in added value using AI. Today, we have thousands of deployments in 5 continents with hundreds of customers that we serve. We also were able to show that there is a need for what we do, because we doubled the company in the last 3 years, and we're looking to do that. Our objective is to do that, to double the company again, but this time we're going to try to do it in 2 years. I want to show you some a video clip here to give you some example of some of the use cases, and hopefully, if I press this, it'll work. No audio? Excuse me. Thank you. Supply chain, one use case. Again, companies want to be efficient. The only way to be 100% efficient is to take away the touch of a man from the process of identifying an object. 32 years ago, when we started doing this, we used other technologies like the RFID technology that came a little later, but before we started with even sticking a label with a barcode to a box and then scan it, and that's how you can know what's, you can identify the object. But if you want to be 100% efficient, you got to take away the touch of a man out of this process of the identification, tracking, and monitoring all the inventory, all the merchandises throughout the different supply chain levels of the enterprises that we serve. And we put sensors, and they, like I said, they're placed anywhere we want to place them, and they're sensing the objects we identify, and then we create the action automatically. You don't need to scan the aim here in supply chain, and we have amazing customers, largest enterprises in the world, so the opportunities is great. But the main thing here is to replace each one of their solutions, the barcode solutions, the RFID solutions, that Zebra, that Honeywell sends to them. Zebra became an $18 billion only because of that, and we already are proving that we can do it even better in 20 milliseconds without a touch of a man. Traffic management, which is part of the safe cities. Again, taking it to simple use cases. We went to a parking lot. We said, why do you take a ticket? Let's identify the vehicle make, color, type, model, and the license plate. Create a virtual ticket. You don't need now to take a ticket. You don't even need to take, to use a gate. We showed that we can enforce parking better without gates as well. South Lake Tahoe is one good example of a city that now throughout all their parking lots throughout the city are using the omniQ solution, parking management solution, without gates, and also to enforce on-street parking as well, the first city. But then, so we went to different customers in the parking lots, and we're able to show them that this is going to enforce better, this is going to make it more efficient. There are a lot of losses. For example, we went to JFK, the parking lot over there, which it's huge, of course, millions of vehicles, and also security sensitive. So we added another aspect, again, simplifying everything, just connecting the dots, identifying trends, bringing AI to useful use cases with added value. We added the security aspect as well. Why? Because once we identify the vehicle, make, color, type, model, and the license plate, we cross-check that information in 20 milliseconds with the federal database, local police databases, the airport's database, DMV databases. If this is a stolen vehicle, replace plates, we can notify in 20 milliseconds that there is a problem. Not even open the gate or send security over there. If there is, if this vehicle is wanted, or person, every person is associated with the vehicle, if they're wanted for anything, if there is any risk associated, then let's be proactive with a machine-to-machine solution rather than wait until we hear something and then react to a situation. That's bringing it proactively as well. That aspect doesn't exist in any other solution, only with our solution, and again, saves money and better experience for the customer as well, and more efficient for the user, less costs. They had a lot of, in JFK, they had a lot of revenues they lost, about 10%, for example, from tailgating. You paid your ticket, you're exiting the exit gate, come close to the exit gate, insert your ticket, the gate goes up. Someone who wants to escape without paying just comes close to the rear of your vehicle, and then the gate doesn't close because it still senses an object, and you can escape, that person can escape without payment. We solved that. We don't care. We don't need gates. We don't need anything. We see, we know when you entered, we know when you're exiting. Another good example they gave us was that if you parked your car, you went for 1 week, you actually, let's say, stayed for a month, and you needed to pay about $2,000, the parking ticket. Then you came back, you said you lost your ticket. They would charge their fixed fee for that, which is $250. They don't know. So with us, we don't need a ticket. We'll tell you exactly when you parked. We'll show you your GPS coordinates as well with a picture, and then you can, and then you'll pay exactly what you need to pay. Long story short, we got 60 airports today. Since we launched this, 60 airports, JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, San Francisco, Los Angeles, all the major airports in the US. We expanded to Central America, expanded to South America now, and also to Europe. Another good example of what we do, again, game-changing solutions, HOV, high occupancy vehicle lanes, these 2+ passengers. There is no way to enforce that other than just trying to see human or an officer try to see how many passengers are in a vehicle. And sometimes they put even non-persons there. So what we do is we train our engine. We can identify the number of passengers in a vehicle, and this way, even an infant in the back seat of a vehicle, and this way we can enforce now the first solution to allow enforcing HOV regulations. This is good, of course, for that, also for other uses as well, for in traffic management in smart cities. This is a map of the airports we have today, and we took it to public safety. Every city wants to be a safe town. Every city wants to make its streets safe for our kids to walk on. Again, using that same platform, only changing, customizing the application. No special, very quickly done. And there are a few customers, a few companies that would do that. There's Motorola is one of them as well, but they will not wake up to any project if it's not if it doesn't say $50 million or $100 million. Again, we simplified that. We placed on an intersection, we placed our sensors, and we started detecting and identifying all the vehicles that pass through that intersection, 100% of them. With 99% accuracy, we showed in 20 milliseconds stolen vehicles, which till then, the police doesn't even look for them. They can't. They have no resources to do that. But it's important for insurance, saves a lot of money and time, and now you can. Amber Alerts, 2 Amber Alerts we solved. This is only in the last few months. 2 Silver Alerts, we brought the people back home after an hour and a half, solving police investigation for a missing person, gas theft in one of the towns, which was, they had like very small town, less than 1,000 residents. Especially we went to these small towns that don't have the money to pay for such a solution, and I'll explain why in a second. They had a problem with gas theft, and we brought it down from 23 to 0 in 1 month as well. Every police officer, we got 4 towns deployed today. Every police officer, chief of police from these towns is happy to go online and say that this thing, Q-Shield, our product, saves lives. At the same time, when we integrate to these databases and can tell, notify, and alert police officers of what's going on in real time, at that same time, we also know if the vehicle is insured or not insured, if the vehicle is registered, not registered. And what we do is we send out from Q-Shield an automatic citation to that person. And we do a revenue share. We keep 40%, money goes through our bank account, and I just sit every month and pay checks to mayors, and 40,000, 100,000, their share of the tickets that we get paid. And that's a huge scalable growth engine. There are 22,000 towns in the US, and 16,000 of them are small towns, up to 100,000 residents. So the majority is actually the ones that would not work with our competitors like Motorola, but would work with us because we create money for them. Not only safety and security, we create money. These are funds they need. These are funds that they never had before, and we're creating that to them. Again, remember, this AI, practical AI, not something theoretical, that works and validated in thousands of locations already, this AI is beneficial. It changes the lives. People told me when they turned on Q-Shield, it's like coming into your office. You have we make the invisible visible. You have a black screen, you turn it on, you turn on Q-Shield, boom, you see exactly what's going on in your town. You start managing rather than getting managed and being reactive to situations. Many times can't even get reactive to any situation because you don't have enough resources. With this, police officers in these small towns, maybe 1, 2, maybe 1.5, I don't know, they get a report from Q-Shield. Here's what happened. Here is exactly the address of the person. They can go, they can do whatever they want. They can go back, eat lunch at home, decide if they want to, at 5 o'clock, just go to the addresses, serve the warrants or arrest anyone. They manage, we start managing with this. And that's exactly the intent of our technology. The databases we work with Because you can tell me, yeah, but why does the government need you or these towns? They have on the database, they can look at the same, it's their databases that says if the vehicle is registered or not registered, or insured or not insured, correct? But the law says that you could actually take a vehicle, put it in your backyard, grow plants on it. You don't need to insure it, you don't need to, you don't need to register it unless you drive it. Once you drive it, that is when it's got to be registered, got to be insured. There's no way they can enforce unless they, like in Las Vegas, gamble, stop a vehicle and then ask for the documents, and yes, maybe they hit the jackpot and it doesn't have the registered, it's not registered. So here with us, it's 100% detection, 100% of the times without a touch of a man, you could actually enforce that. And basically what we did, we created the handshake between the virtual world to real life, that it's meaningless without it, right? I mean, without it, you're only reacting always. Something happens, you look on the database, you see the information, and then you know. Here, you find out what's going on, you know already, and then you act on it before a risk becomes an event. We went to schools as well. We showed how many, we went to a school where sadly they had someone went in and shot. We hear about it every day. And we showed them, we put our system there, we showed them after a week how many actually pedophiles walk into the school and participate in school events, after our school events, sitting right next to our kids. You make the invisible visible, and you start managing it. We went to universities as well, and we got 7 universities now. Again, they're on the K-12 schools we went to, we didn't go just by coincidence. There are 142,000 K-12 schools around the country, and we're using our reseller channel to deploy our systems there. We went to universities, there are 10,000 universities, we got 7 now, and we're gonna use our reseller channel to get there as well. Retail, QSR, these are new products. You saw this in the clip. We got awarded already with 2 chains, and you'll hear about it, but when you go to Starbucks, for example, right, drive-thrus, you saw that in the clip. Everything you saw in the clip is exactly what's happening. This Q-Post, our bollard, has everything in it. We identify a vehicle once they enter a drive-thru. How many times in Starbucks did you change your order? You will, maybe, if there are a few passengers in a vehicle. We train the engine to identify all of that. That's what our AI does. And you don't need now to scream at a mic or try to listen well to a speaker. I'm not an English native, that's not my native language, so sometimes it's hard for me, and they try to talk very quickly because there are already 5 cars behind me that want to put their order in, and it's stupid, because why should, I'm ordering the same thing, right? So that's exactly what we do here with Q-Post. We put the system, it trains itself with our machine learning capabilities. We are connected to the order intake of the customers, the restaurant in that case, and then we know the habits of the vehicle. We don't care about your name even, of the vehicle, 100% of the times. And then you can probably say, okay, but there is a Starbucks app. You know how much the usage? Starbucks app, it's 18% at the most. By the way, Starbucks have the highest app usage, and it's only 18%. So actually, it's crazy, but the majority of the customers, Starbucks, McDonald's, all these big chains, they have no knowledge of most of their customers. With this, they have 100% knowledge. 100%, because we don't care, use the app, don't use the app, doesn't matter. We can tell them, like Salesforce, the same thing. That's a dashboard that we're creating now for them. We can tell them how many new customers are coming in, how many customers are leaving, abandoning that specific store. How long does it take to prepare the food for each of the customers? That's exactly what we're doing with our AI. And it raises also the, I don't know, yeah, I've got 8 minutes. But it raises also the revenues. What I tried to show you basically is that what we do with AI, and it's real AI, what we do with that is we take it, put it in use for simple, everyday use cases, but that are game changers, that are unique, that didn't exist before. And it is actually teaching itself how to be better and better every day. And in each of these use cases, we have customers. You saw we doubled the companies in 3 years. We know we can do it now faster even. And the only thing I don't understand and know is why our stock is now $100. That's the only thing.